Christine introduced me, so I'm Hansung Lee, and I'm an international student here from Korea, and I'm actually a member of community which is called Hajama in Korea, and that is the community that I want to present to you guys today. And first, before starting, let me please join to my little story. So if you allow me, could you actually close your eyes just for a while? Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And imagine that it is total darkness. You cannot see anything. Nothing is visible, or nothing is even there. You don't see anything at all. But then you suddenly find out that there is a tiny dot, a flickering, diminishing light, a point of light. But then it suddenly explodes. The huge explosion of light. And that light is the brightest one that you've never seen. And suddenly the light spreads out to all over the places. And now you see only light, but no darkness. That is the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe and beginning of the history of all of us. And when the light and energy spreads out, eventually stars and planets started to form. And in the Earth, one of countless numbers of planets in the universe, life began. And the life was first a very tiny one, just single cell. But then it evolved to multiple cells and with multiple organisms. Then it became frogs, reptiles, birds, and mammals. And now please open your eyes once again and look around. And here we are, humans, one of the greatest species, one of the most intelligent species in the history of the earth. And we have built incredible cultures and civilizations, and we spread out all over the earth and made a great success and advancements. But then, what's the future that we are looking at right now? Is it a good one, bad one, positive, negative? Although we made a huge progress in terms of our technological advancements, we are actually looking at huge potential disasters and dangers, not just for us, but for the entire planet. And the problems are going on and on. Wars, fights, global warmings and changes and everything. And when you look at them really closely, all the problems begins from this, human conflict. The humans we somehow always fight or cannot really live together, and also cannot really develop ourselves to become better beings. There is conflict, ongoing conflict. But then, is that the end of the story? Is that just who we are? Just we are born to just be like that? I don't think so. And my community didn't think so. And we actually believe that we are capable of becoming better. Actually, our potential was not reached yet, but only the intelligence that we have is the beginning, only the tiny bit of the fraction of our potentials. And for creating the new world and having new future, better world, we need new human. And that was the beginning of the story of my community. So talking about new human, how can we become better beings? How can we become totally new beings, as we can say new human? And I thought the movie Lucy, I don't know if you guys have watched it or not, explained it pretty well. The entire movie was talking about one woman who suddenly became able to develop her intelligence in really exponential way. And she started to have incredible superpowers and intelligence to basically to feel the earth, to feel others, to look at other eyes, and to understand the other people, and also to feel and understand the history of the entire universe and the interconnectedness. And although there were some things that was kind of too fantasy, but still we believe that this approach, this possibility, is not just total fantasy. It is actual possibility. And we realized in our community that new humans is actually attainable and possible through, first, finding one's own true inner self, and second, develop the intelligence, that unlimited potential of intelligence that resides in our true inner self. And that's the beginning of Hajama, working towards new humanity and society. And Hajama is a community to promote and to experiment the possibility of new human beings. So it was created in Korea at 1993 with the people who really tried to pursue their own transformation to become new humans. And it was founded in the mountain areas in the smaller town in Korea. And in this community, for the past 20 years, we have focused on developing our intelligence and transforming ourselves to new human beings. And here are some examples. When developing intelligence, we realized, actually from our experience, that first, for instance, for myself, I feel my true inner self and start active conversation with it in every day in my life in many different ways. So before, I wasn't able to actually realize who I am and what I really wanted. But then, after started developing intelligence and actually finding out who I am and finding the feeling, the main thing, the main heart, my true self, it starts talking to me. Like whatever I do, wherever I am, it always talks to me like where I am. Also talks to me like what I really wanted, and also assess me that if what I was doing was right or wrong, and what to be done to make myself a better being. And second, when developing intelligence, I feel interconnected with others and realize that my intelligence and life is shared. So I literally feel sometimes, time to time, that I am the part of the earth, and I'm totally interconnected, and our life is totally shared. And even though I'm just standing here, right, just as an individual, just talking, but still my life, it's just not individual, but it is connected to every one of you and every one of the living beings in this planet. And the feeling is very practical as well. So in my group, when I feel sorrow, I feel bad, if I have really hard time, someone else in my group feel the same sorrow and pain together. And actually that feeling pain together actually relieve my hardness and my sorrow. But then the person sometimes knows that the actual emotion and that hardness was from me, but then sometimes they don't know. So when we actually come together and then talk about like what is going on within us, we realized that we were actually connected together, and then there were signs coming up together about a certain person, how they were doing, and then what to be done to basically help that person and help the community. And third, my meaning of the life starts increasingly focused on betterment of myself and everyone. So when I started feeling that I'm connected to other people and other beings and this planet, I realized that my life is just not just about me, myself, but what I want is what other people want, and what I want is what I become better beings, but also what everyone, every people, every beings become better and feel happier. And then that gives me the increasing amounts of like new creativity and also full of energy to challenge my current status quo and also the society, to understand, to learn, to actually make change. And with this developing intelligence as a community, we try collective development of ourselves, and we do it with many different ways. And one of them is meditation. meditation is a really good way to actually look into yourself and have the direct communication with yourselves, and also realize that what you want, and also realize that what kind of pathway do you want to actually walk on, and what kinds of things you need to work on harder to actually transform yourself. And also as a community, we have world cafes every 2 weeks or every month to come together and share our experiences about our personal success, achievements, or personal struggles, or collective struggles, to discuss with it, and also to figure out the ways to solve the problem together and actually build the better community. So questions that we usually ask are, how are we doing these days? And what's the meaning of the life? What kind of future we are envisioning? Also, to really practical ones as well, like who get to decide certain decisions, and who get to actually clean up the classes and clean up the buildings, who get to actually manage the food and circulate the food, to look practical these questions as well. And another thing that we do is life planning period. So as a community, every end of the year and the beginning of the year, during starting December to the late January, we have this entire period to basically seek ourselves, seek our meaning of the life and our future, to basically understand ourselves better and to imagine the future pathway that we want to walk on. And at the end of the January, we basically publish each of our stories and our findings to individual books. So we publish our individual books about the year and the future that we envision, and we share it with everybody else. Through that way, we basically understand ourselves not only just by looking at each other, but also what we think, what we really want, and what vision we have. So that's what we're doing. And also, we have, based on this program and based on these efforts, we have our own schools to practice our own educational program, to teach students, to make them become even more better beings, new humans, to challenge the world, to change their own communities. And based on these activities, people from the community, people gathered in the community and started building the entire village. So we have the main campus based on the actual school. This is the main school, and we have the dormitory, playgrounds, we have research center, we have kitchen and galleries, and we have upper campus a mile away from the main campus. We have residence houses, we have organic farms, we have lake, and we have other campgrounds, some other areas. So community is expanding as well. And with the expansion of the community, me and some of my friends who were the first graduates of this school decided to come to the United States to actually figure out how the world looks like and learn and experience about the different types of people, culture, and also a lot of issues and just the world itself. And here, as we are staying in this country and studying in universities, we are starting a new project and decided that we are going to practice our educational program that we've been doing in our community in Korea here as well. And we named it as New X-Men Project. New X-Men, what's your first impression? Anyone? Oh, okay, yes, that's true. We are working on it too, yeah. But I'm on the meeting, yes. And anyone else? Superpower, right? So when we say X-Men, we think of superpower, X-Men comic book heroes, right? So we intentionally use the metaphor and put it in our names. But the meaning is a little bit different. New X-Men means fundamentally new humans that I was talking about in the beginning of the presentation. And new X-Men, the X, is true inner self and intelligence. It is our heart, our inner self, our true being, and the intelligence that lies in the true beings. And X is also variable. We don't know what the value is. We don't know. It's just unknown. It can be either 1 to 1 million, 1 billion, 100 billions. It is human potential. Through finding our true inner selves and pursuing our self-developments as well as collective developments, we can become totally different beings, new human beings, and that signifies the possibility. So that's why we named it New X-Men. And New X-Men is also hero. Let's think about this. If everyone becomes a new humans and increasingly figure out that you are connected to others and your happiness is other happiness as well, and also pursue the individual and collective transformation and to create more happier, more meaningful world, then what kind of world would it look like if everyone does that, if everyone have that practical intelligence and ability and willingness to do it? If every musicians, if every actors, if every businessman, and if every teachers have that ability, have that willingness, what kind of world would it look like? So New X-Men is also hero, the ones that would change and transform the entire world. And with the concepts, we are starting our project, our New Human Development Program in this United States, in Santa Cruz, San Jose Bay Area. And this is actually our website address, and this is my personal email address. So we are just starting it. So we are outreaching to other people. So if you're interested in or also get to know about it more, please contact me and let me know at the end of the presentation or at the end of the World Cafe events during dinner times or things like that. I can give you much more information in depth, because obviously this short presentation I cannot explain everything. But thank you for listening for a while, and thank you very much.